The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense's latest intelligence update on Ukraine, August 6, 2023. The annual celebrations of Russia's Airborne Forces Day on August 2, 2023, have been overshadowed by an apparently unsanctioned disclosure of the scope of the casualties the elite force has suffered in Ukraine. In a recorded address for Russia's Airborne Forces Day, the Russian Airborne Forces' Commander-in-Chief General Colonel Mikhail Teplinsky stated that 8,500 paratroopers had been wounded and later returned to duty or had refused to leave the front line at all. The video was quickly deleted from the Russian Ministry of Defense's official channels. Teplinsky did not comment on how many troops had been killed or were too seriously wounded to return to duty. However, extrapolating Teplinsky's figures supports the assessment that at least 50% of the 30,000 paratroopers who deployed to Ukraine in 2022 have been killed or wounded. This stark admission highlights the significant attrition suffered by Russia's most elite units in the war so far. Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine update. From the evening of August 5 to the morning of August 6, 2023, Russia launched a massive missile attack on the territory of Ukraine utilizing air and sea-based missiles, as well as Iranian attack drones Shahed-136 and Shahed-131. In the first wave of the attack on the evening of August 5, Russia launched 14 caliber sea-based cruise missiles and 3 Kh-47M2 Kinzhal aeroballistic missiles. 12 out of 14 calibers were neutralized by anti-aircraft defense. During the night of August 6, Russia continued attacks using Shahed-136 and Shahed-131 uncrewed aerial vehicles from the southeast, caliber cruise missiles from the Black Sea area, and Kh-101 and Kh-555 cruise missiles from Tu-95MS strategic aircraft from the Caspian region. All 27 Shahed-136 and Shahed-131 attack uncrewed aerial vehicles, 5 out of 6 caliber missiles second wave, and 13 out of 20 air-based cruise missiles, Kh-101 and Kh-555 were neutralized. In total, in several waves of attacks from the evening of August 5 to the morning of August 6, 2023, Russia launched 70 means of air attack. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian forces struck 2 key road bridges along critical Russian ground lines of communication connecting occupied Crimea and occupied Kherson Oblast on August 6. This caused Russian forces to reroute road traffic from shorter eastern routes to longer western routes. Kherson Oblast Occupation Administration head, Vadim Saldo, claimed that Ukrainian forces launched 12 missiles at a road bridge across the Henichesk Strait connecting Henichesk Rayon to the Arabat Spit. He stated that Russian air defenses intercepted 9 of the missiles. Russian sources amplified images showing significant damage to the bridge and claimed that Ukrainian strikes partially collapsed a section. Russian sources also amplified footage showing Ukrainian forces striking the Chonhar Road Bridge along the M18 highway, Junkoy-Melitopol, connecting occupied Crimea with occupied Kherson Oblast. The footage showed subsequent minor damage to both sides of the bridge. Crimean occupation head Sergei Aksonov claimed Ukrainian forces launched 2 missiles at the Chonhar Bridge. He stated 1 missile penetrated Russian air defenses and damaged the roadbed. Russian sources claimed Ukraine used Storm Shadow cruise missiles in both strikes. However, the Institute for the Study of War has yet to observe confirmation of Russian forces intercepting Storm Shadow cruise missiles. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Ukrainian strikes on bridges along critical Russian ground lines of communication are part of an interdiction campaign to set conditions for future counteroffensive operations. Russia conducted one of its largest missile and drone strike series on Ukraine in recent months during the night of August 5 to 6. Ukraine claims its air defenses have destroyed 3,500 aerial targets since Russia's full-scale invasion began on February 24, 2022. International talks aimed at drafting principles for a future settlement to the war in Ukraine continued in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov gave an unclear and contradictory response when asked if Russia seeks to conquer more Ukrainian territory beyond the 4 illegally annexed oblasts. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations on at least 2 sectors of the front on August 6. Russia conducted offensive operations along several axes on August 6, making advances in some areas. Russia finally allowed personnel from the Russian Alga volunteer battalion to return home on leave after intense fighting in Donetsk since fall 2022. Russia continues linking Ukrainian governance and social services to Russian structures in occupied territories.